Times are tough. Lots of people are out of work by no fault of their own, and that makes it difficult to pay for groceries and rent. If that's your situation, you do have protections. Andrea Young joins us this morning from Charles Blake Law here in Toledo. Good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi. Good morning.
First of all, I think people, as we mentioned, people are having a hard time paying their rent, right? So people might worry, if I can't pay it, am I going to get evicted? Talk us through what's going on with that right now.
Sure. So I completely understand. The more that people are losing their jobs or their hours are being cut, there's a very real fear of what's going to happen next. So as of now, tenants are still legally obligated to pay their rent under their existing lease agreement. If they don't pay and they haven't worked out an agreement with their landlord, they may still face eviction. However, in Ohio, there's not a remedy for the landlord under what's called self-help. So landlords are not allowed to go and turn off your utilities. They can't throw out your possessions. They can't go and change your locks without taking formal steps. So they do have to take proper legal steps before they can put you out. Such as the first thing they need to do is they need to serve a 3-day notice on you. This notice will include language such as you are being asked to leave the premises. If you do not leave, an eviction may be initiated against you. After that 3 days go by, they can file a complaint in the court. Now, the Ohio Supreme Court and the governor has urged courts to postpone eviction hearings at this time, but not all courts are doing so. So if you have been served a complaint or a notice of eviction, check in with the court and see what's going on. Sylvania, Perrysburg, Toledo, they have postponed those dates. Okay. I know that Toledo Municipal Court is pushing it out until May. But again, follow up and check and be proactive on that.
Yeah, and I think it is important to note that at some point these tenants will be responsible to pay that rent, maybe if they've worked something out with their landlord.
Yeah, that's correct. So even if you're not being forced out right now, at some time you will be responsible to have that rent paid. There also may be fees that get associated if you're behind on rent. And also, this can go on your credit report. So although you may not be forced out right now, there may still be adverse reactions that you'll have to deal with down the road.
Gotcha. Now, as far as the landlords, or small businesses, they're probably struggling then to pay their bills. Is there any help out there available for maybe small business owners, for landlords?
Sure. So the executive order that the governor signed on April 1st provides relief for small business tenants and commercial real estate borrowers. So if you're an individual, if you're a residential tenant, you're not going to look to this executive order. But this order is for the small business tenants, the commercial. So it's requesting landlords in those situations to suspend for 90 days rent payments for the small business commercial lenders, and to provide a postponement of evictions in those situations for 90 days. And then it's also requesting lenders to provide commercial real estate borrowers an opportunity for forbearance of at least 90 days on those loans.
Okay. And tell me about the Federal CARES Act and those who are living in federally subsidized housing. What's available there?
Sure. So the Federal CARES Act is regarding properties that the federal government touches in some way. So this will be properties such as subsidies, federally backed mortgages, public housing like LMHA. These specific types of housing are covered under a 120-day moratorium or a postponement, which took effect on March 27th of 2020. So those who live in federally subsidized housing, or if the landlord has a federally backed mortgage, eviction is postponed at this time due to non-payment of rent.
Okay, so, while we are going through some difficult times, there are some protections here available to folks. So thank you for taking the time to go through those with us this morning, helping us understand exactly what they mean.